welcome to Sprint X ICSE. And this is Shweta Roy, your English master teacher at Vedantu. Today we are going to do the third session on Merchant of Venice. I hope you have already visited the first two sessions of the Merchant of Venice and you are now pretty confident about this play. So in today's session, guys, what we are going to do, we are going to do the third session. Okay? So we will be, of course, doing the previous year's questions, extract-based questions for 3 marks and 4 marks, right? So that is how your exams are going to, the questions are going to appear in your exam. So that is exactly what we are going to cover in today's session. So guys, by now, I think you are very familiar with the schedule. We are here right now doing the third session and our sessions are going to continue till 27th of Feb, and it's going to end with the greatest Olympic prize, my greatest Olympic prize. And this is the schedule for English, physics, which is going to continue till 26th of Feb. This is for math, going to continue till 26th of Feb again. SST is going to be till 27th parallelly with English, and chemistry is going to end again parallelly with English 27th Feb, bio till 27th Feb. Okay, guys, so that was all. And before starting with the session, don't forget to hit the like button, share the video amongst your friends, also subscribe to the channel if you still haven't. So let's begin, guys. Let's begin with a beautiful quote, guys, and a very important and significant quote for all of you as well. Okay, this is a quote by again William Shakespeare. What does he say? Love me or hate me, both are in my favor. How? If you love me, I'll always be in your heart. If you hate me, I'll always be in your mind. So don't think about hatred, guys. Think about love. And even if somebody is hating you, do not worry, because you are always, that speaks about your importance, right? So in both the cases, you are in favor. So be positive, have a positive approach towards life, take things positively. Okay, so don't get upset if somebody is hating you. As I told you, that speaks about your importance, right? So take it in this manner. So that was I think enough to motivate you, right? So guys, let us now begin with the homework question. In case you haven't been able to understand the homework question, guys, we are there for your help. So you can definitely take help from this particular model answer which we have prepared for you guys. So definitely you can come up with your innovative answers, and thank you so much for posting your innovative answers, your creative answers in the comment section. Okay, and keep posting, keep doing the same. And now we will be beginning with the very first question. This is the extract. Conversation between Sherlock, Antonio, and yes, Sherlock is speaking to the jailer. Remember, Antonio was imprisoned, right, when he failed to repay the debt, and that is what the conversation is all about. See, Sherlock, jailer, look to him, tell me not of mercy. Okay, this is the fool that lent out money greats. Jailer, look to him. Antonio, hear me yet, good Sherlock. Sherlock, I'll have my bond. Speak not against my bond. I've sworn an oath that I will have my bond. So he is very, very, very. So of course now we are seeing the revenge. Okay, Sherlock is going to take revenge on Antonio. And what do you think about Sherlock? Now, what is the characteristic feature that is coming out? Do you think Sherlock as a very cruel monster bent on exacting the revenge? Or do you think that, there is a long drawn, there is a back, what should I say? There is a circumstance which has already, which has led to this, which has led to the, no man is born a criminal, right? So every man has some circumstances because of which he becomes like, what he has, right? So that is Sherlock. He is definitely bent on taking revenge, but don't we see a long what should I say, persecution, yeah, religious persecution that he had faced. So do you think that that is also, that could be one of the reasons of the insurmountable hatred that he had for for Antonio. Right. So with this, guys, let us begin with the very first question. What are and where are Antonio, Shylock, and the Jowler, and who? Sorry, why was the Jowler present? Very simple, guys. They were in a street before Shylock's house in Venice. Okay, please mark this. And the Jowler is present there because Shylock gives him warning and instruction to be followed. So he's trying to instruct him how to treat how to treat Antonio. So what instructions regarding the treatment of Antonio? So he wanted Antonio. Okay, he wanted Antonio. He wanted a very cruel treatment on Antonio. He does not want to spare him at all, right? So he wants the Jowler to take proper care. Okay, proper care as in not in a positive manner, of course, so that he does not escape. So he should be careful enough to see that Antonio is getting his punishment, right? So that he does not escape. So that is what is the instruction given by Shylock to the Jowler. Next, what are the three things about Antonio that Shylock tells the Jowler? Okay, this is also for 3 marks. So let us see what are the things about Antonio that Shylock tells Jowler. Okay, so Shylock tells the Jowler that Antonio is a foolish person who lends money without charging any interest. See, here, you can see over here. This is the fool that lent out money greats. Okay, that means what is he saying? That Antonio is that fool who. So this is basically the difference between Shylock and Antonio, right? Herein lies the difference of opinion, and that results in a great conflict. And here we can also talk about the difference between these two religions also. Okay. So that is exactly what he's talking about, that he's a foolish person because he lends interest without money. And here we are also seeing a tussle between Christianity and Jew. The principles, okay, the principles, or you can say the tussle of principles, and or you can also call it a point of conflict. So this is what is a point of conflict. Okay, so Antonio humiliates him in public place by abusing him and also calls him a dog. Remember, that is what I was talking about. So would you call Shylock a true villain, a complete villain, an out and out villain, or would you call him a victim of the circumstances, right? Because see, Antonio had humiliated him, and there is a point of conflict between the Jew and Christianity. Okay, so Jewish principles and principles of Christianity. So that is what that is what is there, and these are the things about Antonio that Shylock tells the Jowler. Right. Next question: why does Antonio say, "Hear me yet"? Why does he call Shylock good Shylock? So now you can easily understand that Antonio is trying to make Shylock understand, right? He is trying to convince Shylock, and he is also trying to, he's saying good Shylock. He wants Shylock to listen to him, right? So that is exactly what you have to say. Hear me yet. That is, first of all, the context is Shylock deprives Antonio of his liberty. He was imprisoned, right? And asks the jailer to show a harsh attitude. As I told you, cruel treatment should be meted out to him. That was the wish of Shylock, right? So cruel treatment, or harsh attitude, whatever you can say, and not to permit him to go out at any cost. So of course he is being imprisoned, his freedom has been curtailed, right? So Shylock seems to be determined to execute the bond signed by Antonio, right? So he is bent on, he is very resolute about this, about the bond that he has signed, because that was very calculative. He had already calculated that, and very calculatively he had made Antonio sign that bond. Because, and now when he sees that it is his turn, okay, to avenge on Antonio. He doesn't want to lose on any single point, right? So at this, Antonio calls him good Shylock and asks him listen to him. He's trying to convince Shylock to listen to him, but Shylock is of course not going to pay any heed towards his words. So here we can see that, you know, he is in full fury, okay, bent on, so he is bent on avenging, okay, avenging bent on avenging Antonio. He wants to avenge Antonio definitely. So yes, you can also talk about his cruelty, okay, his monstrous attitude. But on the other hand, so of course he is here being a villain, but on the other hand, he's not an out and out villain, okay. Why? Because there are shades of gray in the character of Shylock that can be also talked about here. So what are the shades of gray? So you can also definitely talk about how he is a victim of circumstance, which has made him or forced him to become a villain, right? Because nobody is born a villain, right? It is the circumstances which makes him what he becomes, right? So that is exactly about Shylock. You can add one or two lines regarding that also when you are talking about his revengeful nature, his cruelty, his monstrous attitude, okay. But you have to also say one line about what led to this, okay. It is not a one day thing, right? What led to this? It's a prolonged persecution that finally had led to this, right? Finally had resulted in this. Okay, so next question is the fourth question. What is Shylock's attitude towards Antonio in the extract? What were the two main reasons for his attitude of Shylock towards Antonio? So, what is Shylock's attitude towards Antonio in the extract? Very, very, very easy. I have just now talked about all those things. It's a cruel and barbaric attitude, okay. And he is definitely nurturing very strong hatred for him. He's determined to use his bond to gratify his craving for revenge. So that is exactly we see here, right? Craving for revenge. Shylock shows his bitterness for Antonio because Antonio lends money without interest. So again, this is the point of conflict, as I told you, right? This is a point of conflict, and thus spoils his business, right? Of course, because what was his business? Shylock's business was he used to earn by lending money, right? And charging interest. That was his sole. That was his, way of earning money. Okay, but Antonio, he was definitely spoiling his business by uh, giving people money without any interest. So why would people go to Shylock? Of course, people would definitely go to Antonio, and Antonio had saved a lot of people from the clutches of Shylock. That also we have come to know, right? So, but we have to think from the perspective of Shylock as well. So that is exactly we have to see, right, from both angles. Literature is something where you cannot just stick to one particular angle. You have to see from the point of view of all the characters, right? So here also we will be seeing this particular issue from the point of view of both the characters, Antonio as well as Shylock. Okay, so only then we will be able to understand the depth of each characters. Okay, each character. So he is also bitter because Antonio hates his sacred nation and constantly chides him for charging interest. So definitely that is the root cause of the bitterness, and we understand that it is this bitterness which has led to this prolonged bitterness because of the religious persecution, because of this point of conflict, because of Antonio's hatred towards Shylock, okay, that has led to this feeling, okay. So this is very, very important. So that is why, what were the two main reasons for this attitude of Shylock? In this, you have to definitely talk about the long process of persecution, right? So that is all, guys. And the fifth question is, later in the scene, Salanio tries to bring hope to Antonio regarding the bond, right? The bond which was signed between Shylock and Antonio. What does Salanio say, and how does Antonio point out that hope is in vain? Okay. So here, guys, the bond, in regard of the bond, Salanio tries to bring hope to Antonio, saying that Salanio is sure that the Duke will never allow his penalty to be paid. Okay, but Salanio's consolation cannot give him any kind of relief. So although Salanio is trying to console him, what should I say? Okay, yeah, he's trying to give solace to him, right? But he is not ready to accept it because he knows that Venice cannot um, make any compromise when it comes to law, right? So Antonio tells him that the Duke cannot deny the course of law, right? He further adds, and this thing also was known by Shylock. Even Shylock knew that Venice is known for its law and order. So the Duke can never compromise on this, right? So that is exactly that is the point which was an advantage for Shylock. So he took the advantage of this particular point, and he was very calculative at the time when he was making the bond. He was calculating the bond, and he finally made Antonio sign that particular bond. He further adds that the rights which strangers have among them in Venice cannot be refused, right? Or it will greatly malign the justice of the state. So, this is again the point that even Shylock knew, right? And he utilized this particular point since its trades and profits consist of all nations. Right, so this is a very important question, guys, and I hope you people are enjoying the session till here. And if you want to join us further and gain 100% knowledge and gain 100% marks, then what you have to do is just visit the link in the description box and pin comment, and you can have unlimited live classes with fun and high level quizzes, and you can compete with the students throughout the world. And even let's say you are not being able to attend a particular class, you can easily watch the replay. And the best part is the replays are also interactive, because in the replay you also have the live quizzes and leaderboards, right? So that is something which is definitely happening in our platform, and it's very different from these YouTube sessions that we are taking here, because in YouTube sessions the live classes are kind of limited because of the time constraint, and it's not very feasible as well. And also because the quiz questions, they are also very limited. But yes, we are doing that in every session in our platform, right? So guys, we can also have downloadable content. We can also download the notes. That is the best part. And again, the best part is we can clear our doubts with the help of our class teachers who will be present in the class along with the master teachers, guys. So they will be helping you out in all the doubts. So you can solve all your doubts live in the class, right? With the help of your class teachers. You can get assignments at the end of the session. So if you solve those assignments, you will see where you stand. I mean, you will understand how much you've understood the concept that has been taught in the class. Plus, we also conduct tests and we give you the performance report of the test. So you can understand where you stand. That is very important. Self-analysis is the best analysis, right? So free 5,000 plus micro courses and crash courses, that is completely free for competitive exams. That too in less price. So you just need to use this link in the description box, and the coupon code is SWREPRO. If you use this coupon code, guys, this is exactly the difference it makes. 2699 for a month, that's the price, but it would be reduced to 2159. You can see the discount after using the coupon code. Yes, so that brings down to 11 rupees per class, 11 rupees per class for a month. So that's definitely worth it, guys. So many features, and making education not just easy but also very interactive and fun, enjoyable. So you should enjoy your learning, and at the same time, you should make your concepts very, very clear, so that, because these 2 years, ninth and 10th, these are there for your preparation. So that is exactly where we are going to help you out, guys. Okay? So not just for your board preparations, of course, you're going to ace your board exams, but also, yes, for the future. Okay? Because your concepts should be absolutely clear. Deep understanding is essential. It is going to take you, I mean, you are going to carry this for your future as well. So that is our aim, guys. So just visit the link, use the coupon code SWREPRO. Okay, now with that we come to the next passage. The next passage is Sherlock and Tubal, the conversation between Sherlock and Tubal. Sherlock says, "How now, Tubal? What news from Genoa? Hast thou found my daughter?" So remember, Sherlock's daughter, Jessica, had eloped. है ना? Tubal, I often came where I often came where I did hear of her, but cannot find her. So this is the conversation. I hope this is very clear, very simple language, not very complicated. The question is, what does Sherlock say in response to Tubal's words? But I cannot find her. What does Shylock say in response to Tubal's words? So it's not given in the passage, right? You should be aware of the play for answering this. So any idea? What does Shylock say in response to Tubal's words? So it's basically, whenever you are reading any conversation, guys, you have to be very aware of the context, that is the background, and also what happened later. If you do not know these two things, then it will be very difficult for you to answer these extract based questions. So for this, you have to be very thorough with the entire play. You have to read the play line by line. There is no other alternative. So first you have to read the play line by line, and then you watch the Umang series, where we have done the play, the summary of the play, where we have talked about the events of the play. Because of course it's of course not at all possible to do the play line by line, but of course, we've talked about the summary, the important events of the play, and we've tried to understand few concepts, few issues which have been raised in the play. And here we are trying to do it extract wise. Okay, so yes, that is going to help you a lot. But yes, of course, you have to read the entire play once, twice, I don't know how many times, thrice also. Okay, in order to till the point you are very thorough with the play. That is a must. Otherwise you won't be able to answer these kinds of questions, right? You've understood, right, how these are framed. Okay, so the answer is, when Tubal appears in the scene, Shylock asks him what news he has brought from Genoa. Of course, you've understood this from the conversation. After this, Tubal replies that he went frequently to the places where he learned she was present, but she could not succeed in finding her. On hearing this, from here starts your answer. Shylock laments that she has eloped with his hard earned wealth. So he is very, very, very fond of his wealth. Shylock is a character. We have also done this in his character sketch, that he treats his wealth as his priority. His wealth is his everything. Because what is his business? His business is lending money, charging high amount of interest. So you can easily understand how much attached was he with his wealth, right? So if he is losing his wealth, that means you've understood what is the state of Shylock, right? He's going to be absolutely furious, insane, right? So he's so angry that he wishes his daughter, okay, his daughter to be lying dead at his foot, sorry, with the jewels that she had taken with her in her ears, and the ducats in her coffin. So this is what he wants. So you can in the conclusion, you can also add one line about Shylock's character sketch, that he is so very attached to his wealth that he wishes his daughter to be dead, just because she had carried away his wealth and eloped with his wealth, right? So he also sees his daughter as a possession. So wealth and daughter, both is both are seen as Shylock's possession. He doesn't treat his daughter as a human being, okay, who could have her own will, right? Who could have her own wish. So he also treats his daughter as his possession. And the moment the daughter is kind of rebelling against that, he wants her to be dead. Especially when she's taking away all the jewels, all his money, then he is very, very angry. So, of course, what is important for him is wealth, not his daughter, right? So, that is very, very important for you to bring in your answers as well. And the last question for today is, what information does Tubal now give to Shylock concerning Antonio? So now Tubal also gave some information concerning Antonio apart from Jessica, right? State what Shylock tells Tubal, expressing his reaction to what the latter had said. Very, very, very important question. So you know that Shylock says that, about Antonio's ships, okay, which had already sunk. Okay, so that there was news regarding that. So to hear this, Shylock at first thanks God. After he hears this, he thanks God for the loss of Antonio, and then thanks Tubal for bringing such a good news, because it was of course a good news for him. He can now easily, so he is being avengeful, or he can take revenge or avenge on Antonio. He is bent on avenging Antonio. So now you can understand his happiness, right? And his wrathful nature as well. Okay, so then he tells Tubal that now he will exploit the situation and cause him great discomfort, right? So that was his reaction, right? So on one hand you can understand his Jessica had eloped, and on the second hand, and on the other side he also hears, so he's very angry. So, and on the second, I mean on the other hand, he hears about Antonio, okay, Antonio's ships, okay. So now he is in complete uh, you know, revengeful nature. He has become wrathful, he has become monstrous, bent on exacting revenge. So his bitterness for Antonio receives a full circle here, right? So with that, guys, we've covered the previous board exams, questions, the 3 marks answers, 4 marks answers, and now here is your homework question. Shylock, how now, Tubal, what news? Okay, the same thing which we did, the same extract. The question is different, guys. What instructions does Shylock give to Tubal at at the end of their meeting? So please post this answer in the comment section. Don't forget that. And thank you so much for attending the session. I hope you are enjoying the sessions, and also it's being helpful for all of you guys. So the next session will be the fourth part of Merchant of Venice. And with that, we will be winding it up. Okay, guys. So um, don't forget to attend that session. And also don't forget to visit the link in the description box and pin comment. Use the coupon code SWREPRO. And please do hit the like button, share the video amongst your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Okay, so take care. Bye-bye. See you again in the next session.